Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about the FOMC meeting in the Fed because God knows every YouTuber on planet Earth is going to make a video about it and try to fearmonger and scare you guys and make you think that, oh my God, watch out for the Fed, watch out for what's going on. But you guys saw that the title of my video was urgent. And the reason why the title of my video was urgent is because I need you guys to urgently understand that none of this stuff matters. It really doesn't. If you're not a big finance guy or somebody who's managing a whole bunch of people's money, if you're literally just somebody who's just an average investor and just putting a little bit of money and trying to build wealth for yourself for the future, then none of this stuff really matters. As long as you're buying great companies with great balance sheets, with great fundamentals, you'll be absolutely fine. So don't worry about all these fear-mongering videos that you're going to see about watch out for this on Tuesday, watch out for this on Wednesday. The Fed might raise rates. We already know that the Fed is going to raise rates. We get it. There's not really all that much to pay attention to as it relates to stocks, in my personal opinion. But here's another thing that I urgently want to say as well. You know, while everybody else is panicking and saying all this crazy stuff about the Fed, when in reality, nobody knows what they're going to do or what's going to happen. And I'm not in the business of trying to predict the future. But what I can tell you is if the market tanks after the FOMC meeting, I am going to urgently buy the dip on some of my favorite stocks. And you guys already know some of my favorite growth stocks: DraftKings, SoFi, Snapchat. I am a huge investor in those three stocks. I really believe in them, even though they continue to go down. Rest in peace to my portfolio. Just kidding. They only make up less than 5% of my portfolio. The bulk of my portfolio is Microsoft, Apple, AMD, stocks like that. I love those type of companies. And those are the stocks that I'm going to be looking forward to heavily buying the dip if the market continues to tank. Like I said, we are not in the business of trying to time the market. The market will eventually go back up. Trust me, it always does. There's just a lot of fear right now, and that's fine. I'm not going to try and predict the future, time the market. I'm just going to keep buying great stocks at cheap prices. Now, I do want to talk about some of my favorite growth stocks that a lot of people are invested in as well, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts. So I did trim my position in SoFi. I did not completely sell out. I will never completely sell out of SoFi. But when I saw in their latest acquisition of Technisys that they were diluting shareholders further, I'm like, okay, this stock is going to continue to go down. So what's the point? I might as well trim some of it because I was already a little heavy. I was starting to get overweight in SoFi because I believe in the company so much. So I trimmed my position a little bit, still holding the stock, still got plenty of shares, but I trimmed it a little bit. What I plan to do with that stock is I'm going to wait for the stock to go down a little bit more. I think the stock could go to $5 or $6. I really do. Maybe not that far, but I definitely think it could. And that's kind of what I'm waiting on for that stock because I'm telling you guys, they're adding so many more shares into the pool. They are diluting the heck out of shareholders because they do not have enough money. They didn't even have enough money to buy Technisys, so they have to use shares to buy the company. And that's something that does worry me as an investor in the short term. But I am still bullish on SoFi. I am still bullish on the company. I love SoFi. I love the stock. I'm going to continue to hold the company. But if you want some of my other thoughts, it is going to be a very long time before the company becomes profitable. And that's why I said, if you're not watching, if your favorite YouTuber is not breaking down the balance sheet and the fundamentals of the company, then you need to stop listening to them. Anybody could get online and hype the stock up and say, oh, insiders are buying and the stock's going to 10x and all that stuff. But if you're not looking at the balance sheet normally tells you the best story that you need to know. And when I look at SoFi's balance sheet, it does not look good. They have a crap ton of debt and they do not have a whole crazy ton of cash. They got like $500 million in cash. And so, like I said, I'm not trashing the company. I love SoFi. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is based on the balance sheet and the fundamentals, this company is not going to be profitable for a long time. It's going to take like 3 to 4 to 5 years for this company to become profitable. So that's something that's very important for you as a shareholder to understand, is that you're going to be waiting a while for this stock to 3x. In terms of what the Fed is doing, like I said, just because the Fed is raising rates doesn't mean that Apple's fundamentals are going to be affected or Microsoft or anything like that. Now, I get it. When you raise interest rates, that affects companies' profits. I do get that. Raising interest rates is definitely going to have an effect in the short term, but in the long term, these are some of the best companies in the world. And like I said, I am going to take advantage of all of the fear that we're going to see this year. And I can even tell you guys something else. I think the market is going to go even lower once we get close to the midterms. That's just a little hunch that I got. So like I said, I just think that 2022 is going to be that year where you have all these stocks that are at very cheap valuations because they are cooling off from that crazy bubble we had in 2021. And this is going to be the time where you really get rich, where you start to load up on some great companies at cheap valuations. But the key is you got to stop listening to these YouTubers who keep giving you all these trash, garbage stocks. You got to focus on the winners. The winners are going to get you right during these crazy times. But it's really hard to find the winners because stock picking is very hard. That's why I'm trying to give the winners. You take the biggest companies in their industry and also companies that just look very promising. In my personal opinion, DraftKings, SoFi, and Snapchat look very promising on the growth side. And then on the safe side, you know, stocks like Microsoft, Apple, Visa, you know, things like that. AMD, I love AMD. That's just me. I like AMD. But yeah, stocks like that are definitely what you are going to want to stick with. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say, y'all. I just want to shed some type of sanity here because, you know, everybody's doing all this fear mongering these days. All of a sudden the market goes a little bearish and everybody just loses their mind. So I just wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.